You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Damashevitz.
No one in particular.
Sunday! Good morning, afternoon. What is this? Afternoon. Welcome to The Scrimmage. I'm Daniel Hargrove.
If they're listening to the podcast tomorrow morning, it's morning.
It is morning. Should I say good afternoon, good evening, and good night?
Wherever you are out there in Radio Land.
Exactly. My trusty producer, Justin Damashevitz, or excuse me, Teddy Bear Damashevitz. If you're watching on the stream, you get that. If not, tough.
Justin Damashevitz is no longer with us for today.
For today, yes. So it is just me and trusty producer Andrew Gross as we bring you The Scrimmage, brought to you by the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz. No relation. What's the A stand for? Gosh, that feels weird doing that by myself. And the Spivey Realty Group. Could be a bit of a rocky ride.
We're gonna be right on the rails here, guys.
Could be
solidly on the rails.
Could be a bumpy go because Justin does a lot of the work.
And when Justin's not here, a lot of the work doesn't get done.
That's a nice way of putting it, and that's not even a nice way of putting it, and yet that's a nice way of putting it. We should have some good stuff though. We got a fun last second 2-minute drill. We've got a robust last second local sports roundup, and we even have an even more last second Stump Daniel all set up and ready to go for you. But I can promise you this:
definitely set up, definitely ready to go.
Not last second, because their performances.
The one thing that Daniel has been obsessing about all week.
What
you're talking about?
I've been obsessing about something all week.
We've at least been talking about it. You've been thinking about it.
Are you talking about Mariners baseball?
No, I was talking about the athlete of the week. Isn't that what you were going to say?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Daniel's been.
I'm not sure if I've been obsessing about it all week. You freaked me out when you said that. I was like, have I been? Then my mind went blank. But
okay,
yeah,
never mind. Daniel hasn't been thinking about this at all.
I have been. But I was going to say it's not last second because those players did all their stuff already, and we just have to decide.
They did the hard work.
Exactly. We just have to pick, which will be tough as usual because of so many usual suspects. Like every single person in the nominations so far are like every single person in the nominations.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You had to say it twice because that was the case. But so be sure, hop in the chat, send us more. Do we have the link posted someplace of where people can watch it?
I sent it to the.
You sent it to me.
Our group chat.
I sent it to our family groups. You sent it to the.
I'm working on tweet. Well, we're on Twitter.
We're on Twitter.
X,
we're on X.
Whatever.
We're on YouTube. It's just not going to be as fun mispronouncing words with Justin not here, by the way. When we go through the local sports roundup.
Does he give you positive feedback for that? Is that why you keep doing it?
He laughs.
Oh.
And I giggle every time.
I just kind of cringe.
You cringe? So. See, if I saw your reaction every time I did it, then it would probably hinder me. But instead, he giggles every time I say Tuesday. And so I'm going to keep doing it because I'm a sucker for laughs. I don't care if they're courtesy ones. But yeah, lots of good stuff. Some great performances. And it's going to be exciting to get to. So, let's get it going with the 2-minute drill.
Let's go. Huddle up. Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation. 44 seconds. Hand the ball around. Gonna do it right. 3 jet Buckeye. Don't worry.
The 2-minute drill starts now.
Was I supposed to go first?
You are going first. Sorry. No,
Daniel,
it's okay.
Josh Rojas got the start in left field today so they could keep him in the lineup even against a left-handed pitcher. And yet another awesome game. Is Rojas making the Seawald trade worth it by himself?
Well, shoot, if he keeps doing this, he absolutely is. They had to find a way to keep him in the lineup, even though usually the platoon they work with said that Luis Arias would start. They still started Arias, but they're like, you know what? Left field has been kind of crappy. Josh, can you play left field? And he was like, yeah, dude, outfield's easy. I play middle infield. And they put him out there. He was fine. He had 3 hits today. He was a home run short of the cycle, and he scored some key runs. So that guy is absolutely balling. I don't know if he'll sustain it, but if he sustains even a semblance of this, yes, he makes the trade worth it. He has been awesome. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. Andrew, which is better?
Yes. They're both awesome. The Mariners have now won 6 straight series. Daniel, is this style of baseball sustainable?
You know what? I think it is if they stay healthy.
The style being just not allowing the other team to score points at all.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, their pitching is that good. That's what they're built on. And you know what? When you have a team that plays in Safeco Field, not a bad idea. The one worry is the defense, but that has gotten better throughout the year. So if pitching and defense can work sustainably, it's this team that can do it because their starters are freaking ridiculous and their bullpen's freaking ridiculous. And they have Brian Wu who's going to get healthy, and they have Santos who's getting healthy. So they have people to come up and fill in when they start to have some health issues as well. It's not like we're seeing them quote unquote at full strength right now, which is just ridiculous to think about. It's silly. Andrew, tacos, nachos, burritos, in honor of Cinco de Mayo, which is better?
Tacos.
Okay.
Street tacos.
Yes.
Then burritos.
Okay.
Then nachos.
All right. I would like to just grab your opinion on that. I think I heard a "you're wrong" from the background, but I think my wife might agree with the "you're wrong" from the background because she will sometimes call nachos cheesy chips just to get away with having more of them. Like, is it okay to have nachos 3 nights in a row? No, but if you call them cheesy chips one night, then you're not having nachos 3 nights in a row.
I'm pretty sure my wife is just okay with having nachos 5 nights in a row.
So I'm assuming nachos is the
I'm the
winner from
one
back there.
that introduced non-corn chip based meals to our relationship.
So you liked street tacos.
Yeah, I say
this
feel
is
like I have
tough.
to specify it because what I grew up calling tacos isn't on the list. Like it's
yeah.
it's just but
Yeah, same here.
But legit like real tacos.
Yeah.
With the little corn or flour either way,
Yeah.
but like little tortillas, I'll eat those until they're like I explode.
Yes.
I'll just eat them till like forever.
Yeah.
Burritos.
And
for
you're talking
me,
about like a burrito from like a similar place that you would get those
what's
tacos.
funny is actually, I think that it still fits in, but when I think of burritos, I think of like Mexican restaurant, like
okay, yeah.
burrito, beans, rice.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Eating with a fork.
Yeah.
I love big burrito, like the big wrap burritos.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. I think burritos are actually Tex-Mex.
Are they really?
Yeah, like it's kind of an American twist on Mexican.
Really?
More traditional Mexican food. I believe so.
Oh.
Don't
quote you on that?
Yeah, don't quote me on that. Look it up. But
Somebody has anybody chatted yet? By the way,
I'm sorry, I haven't got. See, this is what happens when I have to talk.
Yeah, I know you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do more today, but you're also gonna have to do more, and that's more problematic. Because my job, the stuff that I'm doing more is just more of my job. You're adding a different job description to what you're doing as well. I love street tacos, but if I'm putting up a street taco, like the best street taco I've had, to the best quote unquote like big wrapped burrito size of your head at the same time, normally I would go with the burrito over the tacos, and it's really close to me. Do you want
to hear my argument for
yes,
why the taco's better?
Yes, I want to hear it because I'm really curious about this.
Meat percentage.
That checks out.
It's going to be way higher with the taco. The taco is a meat, as Ron Swanson observed, the taco is a meat delivery system.
Oh, that's true. But remember, he also liked, was that the meat tornado?
Well, yeah,
I want to know what that is.
We saw those when we were in Mexico. Long ago.
You're right.
Yeah, it's
but
the big tornado of meat, and they're just
shaving it onto tacos.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You're right.
The meat tornado.
It's so good. Normally, meat just hanging out in 90-degree weather, I probably wouldn't go for it. But down there, I was like, I'm here for it. I'm risking it.
Was that 2005?
Oh, gosh.
2005?
I think I was
16.
Yeah, I think I was 16, so 2005. It was either 2005, 2004, somewhere around there. And I may or may have not have been reprimanded on that mission trip for wearing too scantily clad of muscle shirt.
Yeah, no, I think several of us got in trouble with that.
Yeah, which is really ironic, seeing that I did not have any muscles.
Yes, actually, the funniest part of that was that any of us were distracting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the term used. If you want to learn more about that, you can hit me up. That's a really random discussion to get to. Also, that is back from that trip. Andrew, Johanna, I don't know if you know this, but at the time, Andrew was the most photogenic person I had ever met. And I'm not sure if that still exists, but at the time, every time I took a picture of him, it was like a freaking model shot. It was because we were like doing construction work, and I would be like, "Hey, Andrew," and I'd take a picture of him, and it would just be like blue steel from just. I was like, "Whoa, this guy's amazing."
There were a surprisingly large number of pictures from that trip that I was like, "Oh, I look good in this." That is true.
Really good.
I peaked at 17 years old. Great.
That's true. Dude, this Mariners team, though, what the heck is going on? They've won 6 straight series. I was a little nervous that like a Houston curse was about to come up with how that first game ended. And
I mean, Houston is a curse.
That's true. But the fact that they answered back, like that was a disappointing loss, the way they lost to Houston in the opening game of that series. But they bounced back and they won 2 in a row to win their 6th series in a row. And it was just what a like show of strength that they're like, yeah, there's kind of this fluky, frustrating game that we just had against the Astros, our heated rivals. Bunch of turds who like to try and hit the ball out of our gloves as they're crossing first base. And what do? We bounce back and we shut them up the next 2 games, even though today's game kind of felt like it was going to be a replay of that first game where we had the lead early and then all of a sudden they came back and took it. And instead, Big Dumper just hits a freaking nuke off of Josh Hader to take the lead and get the win. I mean, Andrew, I know you're busy doing producer things at the moment.
I can talk probably.
But did you watch? Were you back in time to see that at bat from Cal Raleigh?
No, you heard me watching the highlight as we were just before we were starting the show, but I don't know anything other than he clobbered it into Crawford boxes.
Crushed it. And I love that nothing.
I think it hit the wall behind him. So
yeah,
it
nothing
cheap.
against. No, not cheap at all. He hit it like 109 miles per hour. That was a random. He hit it 109. I shouldn't say like when I then give a very specific number, but dude, it's just great when the Astros sign somebody big in the offseason that's supposed to be awesome for them, and then they suck. It's like, it just makes you feel good inside. It's Josh Hader.
Oh, okay.
Who's supposed to be like their big stud signing to be their closer.
Gotcha.
And he's just been getting pummeled, and that's who was pitching. And he goes slider away. It was a great pitch, gets a strike. Then throws another slider, and Cal Raleigh swings at it, and he's like, crap, didn't think he was going to throw 2 in a row. And I'm thinking, why not just throw another one? And instead, he throws a fastball, completely misses his spot, leaves it right in the middle of the plate, and Cal just smokes it, like crushes it. And it's like, oh, all is right with the world. Munoz had to come in the 8th inning, and he threw one pitch. Like, he gets the inning plus save, but he only had to throw one pitch, so it's like perfect situation. Ends up throwing, I think, 11 pitches on the night, so doesn't overtax him too bad anyway. And they get the win, and it's just like, you know what? Even when the streak ends and the streak of Mariners pitching allowing 2 runs or less comes to a close because, you know, Bryce Miller already had a quality start of 6 innings and 3 runs or less. He went 6 and had given up 2 runs, but he goes back out for the 7th, squibber leadoff single, and then gives up a bomb, so he gives up 4 runs. You know what? Streaks are going to end, and you still get the win. And he still pitched really well in that win. So they only need a couple of relievers again. Sets them up nicely to go against Minnesota, who's been stupid hot. They just had a 12-game winning streak snapped against Boston. 12 games. That's a massive winning streak. But it seems like this is the team that when you hear about hot teams coming in, shoot, Minnesota? You think I'm worried about Minnesota when we just won a series against Atlanta, who had the best record in the league, and they've got freaking Ronald Acuna on their team, and Ozuna, and Olsen, and just an offensive juggernaut? You think I'm worried about Minnesota? No. They just need to go play their game, which, again, it's not like you're waiting for the shoe to drop with this pitching staff. You don't
If it does, you're like, oh, thank goodness we don't have to worry about what to do with Wu when he comes back.
Right.
Like, if one of the pitchers is just struggling, it's like, oh, okay, well, that solved that problem.
Exactly. But and what a problem to have,
Seriously.
right? Oh, we've got too many really good young starters. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're not expecting anybody, like, none of these pitchers, you're like, man, he's playing out of his mind right now. No, you're like, that's kind of the norm for this guy.
I mean, maybe Emerson Hancock, because we don't know.
Just because we don't know.
And he's so young. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, holy cow, he's on fire right out of the gate.
Yeah.
But I just thought of this. This is not something I'd thought about. Are we likely to see one of our starting pitchers moved before the deadline for a bat? Is that a thing that could happen?
Of our current starting pitchers, I don't think so. I think if that would have happened in the offseason. The fact that they didn't makes me think that they're like, no, we recognize that this is what our team, especially, I mean, let's put it this way. If the offense starts crushing people, maybe. But even then, why would you need another bat? But they're winning because of their pitching, so would you want to risk that?
Well,
That's my thought.
I wouldn't want to risk it. But
Yeah.
part of me, and also I guess baseball trades are usually not strength for strength, are they?
No,
or
they're
like
usually
starter for starter.
Usually their future for present.
Because what I was thinking is, at the deadline, if a team is in desperate need of a ace,
Yeah.
we could literally trade
Any of our pitchers?
well, that's what I mean. Like, we could
Yeah.
literally trade an ace to another team.
Yeah.
And if you could get like an ace they're young with a valuable, like, they're going to be an ace for you for another 3 years before they get to arbitration, or 4
Right.
years, or however much. It seems like you could get back a bat that's like legit. Like,
The hard part with
like-
that is a team who wants an ace who's now ready
doesn't have a bat.
probably doesn't want to
or
give
doesn't
you a
want
bat.
to give you a bat. Yeah.
But an ace that's the interesting part is an ace that's that young.
Yeah.
So maybe they're a team that thinks they're next year.
Yeah.
That might, and maybe they're. I think the Reds. Was it the Reds? No, the Cardinals. But they already got rid of Tyler O'Neill. There's a couple teams out there that seem to have a tiny surplus of outfielders.
Oh gosh, we could sure use a corner outfielder.
Exactly.
Especially if they were like, wait. Yeah, especially if they were a banger. Like,
Yeah. Like Tyler O'Neill would have been nice.
Okay.
Though I don't know if he's continued his hot hitting, but man, he started off the season crazy. And I like his voice. The guy's got a crazy voice, and he's just yoked.
I don't know if I've heard him talk.
So let's put it this way, the guy is giant. You know what he looks like, though, right?
I'll look him up while you
Okay,
talk.
so Tyler O'Neill is yoked.
Okay.
He's just yoked, but he's also got this voice that's down here. And back when he was about to be a rookie for the Mariners, he went to one of the fan appreciation day or whatever that they have before the season, right? And so I think it was Rick Riz is interviewing him. And, he's answering all the questions like this. And, I'm Tyler O'Neill. And Rick Riz goes, man, you got some nice pipes. He's like, thanks. I really focus on my workouts a lot. I really pride myself.
I know what you're talking about now. I've heard that. He totally thought he was talking about his arms.
Oh, yeah. So I wouldn't mind him, but, he already went to Boston, and Boston seems to be making a nice little run here. But, man, it's exciting baseball, and that's the fun thing is I don't know if it's the fun thing. It's typical Northwest sports, right? Like, even when you're good, you're kind of crapping yourself every night because the game's so close. Like, the Seahawks made a living off that, right? Like, yeah, we're dominant, but never enough to make you comfortable. No, we're always going to do it at the very end.
Can
Andrew,
you win the game in the first quarter, Daniel?
Can you win the game in the 7th inning? Yeah, baseball's weird. You probably can. Just throwing that out there. Andrew, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to further prepare.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Like whenever.
Well, I just want to mention that Oregon State, their baseball team, continues to be awesome. They did lose a game, though, recently.
Oh, that stinks.
It does, except for it was against the Cougars. So
well, that's good.
Even me is like, yeah, at least it was against the Cougs.
Are the Cougars doing well in baseball? Or
Not
was that
great.
Okay, so they weren't. They're not a better team.
They're
They
not.
just
No.
Got 'em.
Yeah, exactly. They're not bad, but they're not good.
Yeah.
So the Beavs are ranked currently 6th, but I gotta
In
say,
Washington State.
shut up. I gotta say, there's like, let's see, they're ranked 6th, and there's 3 SEC teams ahead of them. And every time I see that, I'm just like, really?
Daniel, when I watch the SEC play baseball, it's like it's in black and white. Isn't that the football? It's like it's in black and white because it's just so physical and different than the rest of the.
So dumb. That's so dumb. All I gotta say, isn't it gonna be great? Well, isn't it bizarre? I don't think it's great, but isn't it bizarre that the Pac-12 dissolves for lack of a TV deal, and in their last year, they have a team in the college football playoff. They won a game in the college football playoff, didn't they? Yeah, they played in the national title game. Yeah.
Yeah, the Huskies played in the national title game.
Runner-up for Heisman. So many, great basketball teams. They have a good shot of having a Pac-12 champion in both fast pitch and softball.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
See, the thing is,
it's so frustrating. It almost
has
seems
nothing to do with athletics.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It really doesn't. It has everything to do with the money involved in the TV deals.
Right.
It has absolutely nothing to do with how competitive the teams are, how good the programs are. It honestly doesn't even have to do with how good the fans are. It has to do with how much the TV networks were willing to pay and who the TV networks thought they could sell to the most people.
Right. Which is really frustrating because if they look at the numbers, data, people.
Yeah.
Look at the data.
Which is why
Washington State.
They want crappy California teams with lethargic fan bases that can't even fill up a stadium.
Exactly.
But they don't want
They look at that data.
WSU and OSU because we've got huge fan bases that care a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Small areas.
Well, small areas and
they just
and
look
a
at
lack
Pullman
of, international or national appeal.
Yeah, exactly. National appeal. They look at Corvallis and Pullman, And I got to say, even as a Beaver fan, man, Coug fans are ridiculous when it comes to the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the viewership numbers, like, Corvallis, Beaver fans in Corvallis is good for a small college town. Coug numbers are good for any college town.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And they're driving 5 hours to get there.
Yeah. And their viewership is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just frustrating. All right, Andrew, it's time for Justin's favorite part of the show, but he's not here. He's been replaced by a teddy bear. So far, we haven't really noticed.
Serving questions up on a silver platter where the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Time for Stump Daniel.
That was a shot. We've totally noticed.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Daniel didn't notice because he was so busy.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel. I have in front of me Baseball References all-time top 24 Mariners.
All time. Okay. In what category?
By wins above replacement.
Ooh.
By rWAR, because it's Baseball References wins above replacement.
rWAR.
Yeah, a little R than capital W.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. Okay, because you're right. People have different formulas for this.
There's
fWAR is.
There's three. Fangraphs is fWAR.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the other one is. I don't hear about it very much, but I know that there's three like pretty competitive ones.
Okay.
But these are, and I don't know the differences between them.
Neither do I. They all have slightly different formulas.
This is a magic number that tells you how good the player is, Daniel.
Offensively.
That's all you need to know.
Offensively, though, right?
Pitchers also get
Oh,
this.
okay. Oh, okay.
This is wins above replacement, not offensive or defensive.
Gotcha.
Like, takes everything into account.
Got it.
In fact, you can have a negative WAR because of your play in the field.
Oh.
Like that is one
So
of
if you're
the
just garbage.
one of the Mariners, possibly Urias.
Isn't it Josh Rojas?
Maybe it was Rojas. I
Wait,
don't know.
who pitched? Who's the position player?
Oh
who
yes,
pitched?
no, it was.
It was Rojas?
Yes,
because
Rojas.
again,
Rojas.
who else would you be like, we need somebody to throw some innings. Josh, you do everything. No wonder they put him in left field today. They're like, yeah, you pitched okay. I mean, not great,
Got an
but
arm.
we know you can play outfield. Like, gosh, you know what? I love that guy so much. I'm so glad he's succeeding. Oh, I love Josh Rojas. Rojas.
So this is the
Baseball
top
is life.
24.
Okay.
Top 24
Good
Mariners
number choice.
players of all time
24? That's a lot, though.
by wins above replacement.
Okay.
And I am still trying to figure out how to do this as we speak.
I like it.
I could have you. So the problem is that it's their pictures, and I don't know how to get an actual list of their names.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So I can mouse over them, and it'll show me their name and their number, like the order, like, you know, they're in order, but also it'll tell me like what order it was and their actual WAR wins above replacement number.
All right.
Do you want to just
recently
guess names and I'll
Yeah.
look through and see?
I'm fine with that. I probably won't do great on like some of the older stuff, but I did just see the only reason why a name is fresh in my head that I'll guess early because he's an older guy is because I just saw a reel where somebody was like, all right, who is the home run leaders at every position for the Mariners? So I feel like that reel is going to help me in this. And so you seem like you're writing things down furiously.
I'm going to give you 24 guesses.
Okay,
That's
good.
what
That
I was.
checks
I was
out.
writing down an easy way for me to keep track of how many,
Good.
because I can't count to 24.
It's a lot. Oh, dude, I just heard a hilarious joke. My wife's watching Golden Girls. Oh, I tend to keep a cleaner show than Justin does, so I don't know if I can tell that joke. But it was on network.
Funny show.
Golden Girls. It's hilarious.
There's a joke. You'll think it's really funny, but we can't repeat it.
I can't. I'll tell Andrew and Johanna afterwards.
All right.
About counting to 21. Anyway.
So you guess a name. I will give you a point.
Okay.
If they are in the top 24, and then I will give you a chance to guess both their rank and their wins above replacement. And if you get either of those within one, you can have an extra point.
Okay. I have no clue how I'd get their wins above replacement, but maybe
Well,
their rank.
you might be able
I
to.
might be able to get their rank.
As you hear, I'll tell you what it is.
Right.
And then you'll be like, oh, I remember. No, that guy. Had
Okay.
So
That
you
checks
can,
out.
You can
Okay.
try and figure it out.
So the first guy I'm going to mention, if you want to start the music,
Thanks.
you're doing 12 different jobs. Don't even worry about it. The Justin teddy bear is shaking his head in furiousness right now. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. I'm going to mention this guy first just so I don't forget, but Alvin Davis, he'd be back in like the 80s, known as Mr. Mariner. Can you find him? Is he there?
Hold on. I gotta mouse over a lot of these, especially if I don't recognize him.
Look at somebody who looks old.
Yes, Alvin Davis is there.
Okay. I'm going to say he had a rWAR of, I don't know. I don't even know what's good for like it, because this is career, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say 10, and I'm going to say he was probably ranked somewhere in the middle, like 12.
You nailed his rank. He is ranked 12th overall.
Are you serious?
Alvin Davis is the 12th best Mariner player of all time with a 20.1 rWAR.
20.1.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to write this
So that's
down.
2 points for you.
20.1. Okay, and he's ranked 12. I literally just was like, what's half?
All right.
All right.
Next question? Or next question. Next guess?
I'm going to go A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez.
A-Rod is definitely in here. Hang on. There he is. A-Rod is in here.
I'm going to say he's at number 5. I'm going to say he's number 5. And he's got an rWAR of 30.
Okay, so A-Rod is number 6
Oh, I was
overall. He's the
close.
6th best Mariner of all time. And he has a 38.1 wins
Wow.
above replacement.
38.1. Okay. Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. is on this list.
Shocker. I'm going to go with... Who would be better? See, this is the problem with, like, lore. I want to say I'm just going to say number 1. And I'm going to say rWAR of 50.
So Ken Griffey Jr. is number 1. He is the best Mariner
Yes.
of all time. He has 70.6 wins above replacement.
Ooh, wow. That's nuts. Okay.
So you get an extra point there.
All right. I feel like there's a lot of names, so I'm going to go
Okay.
quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ichiro,
Ichiro is on there.
and I'm going to go... you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go number 2. And I'm going to say 65 rWAR.
Ooh. Ichiro is number 3. He is the 3rd best Mariners player of all time with a 56.4 wins above replacement.
56.4. Okay. I'm going to say... let's go with Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez is on this list.
Write down Fifi. I'll say he is number 5. And I'm going to say 50 again.
Wow. I'm going to give you a point for this one.
Okay.
Felix is the 4th best Mariner of all time. However, he has 49.7 wins above replacement.
Oh!
And,
So you're rounding up and
I'm
giving
rounding
it to
up
me.
and giving you a point.
I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to go with Edgar. I'm going to say... Gosh, does longevity help war?
How many guesses have you made? I haven't been marking them off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The teamwork. I figured with you doing it, it would probably be good if I kept track too.
I'm marking down scores and not marking off
Yeah.
guesses.
So Edgar is my 6th guess,
Edgar is your 6th guess. Okay.
and I'm gonna say
Edgar is on this list.
does
Remarkably.
well does
Obviously.
longevity? Do you know anything about rWAR? Does longevity help?
I would think it would if you're good for a long time.
Okay, then I'll go with number 2. I'll say Edgar's 2, and I'll go with 50. No, I'll go if Junior is number 1 at 70, and Ichiro is number 3 at 56. I'll go 65.
Oh, very close. You get a point because Edgar is the second best Mariner of all time.
Yes.
With 68.4 wins above replacement.
Dang. Okay. So I've got the top 4. And I've got 6. Oh man, it gets tough from here, man.
I recognize a lot of these
Okay.
faces. I'm just saying, like, it's not it'll get tough towards the end, but I feel like most of these
The names I'll probably get.
you'll feel bad about missing most of these.
All right, I'm gonna go Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson is on the list.
I'm gonna say, let's see, he wasn't with the Mariners for too long, so I'm gonna say number 10, and I'm gonna say he has a WAR of 25.
Randy Johnson is the 5th best Mariner
Really?
of all time with 39 wins above replacement. You get 1 point for that, but
So I'm just gonna say, this is validating my feelings growing up as a kid, but also making me that upset because A-Rod, Griffey, Edgar, and Randy were all on the same team, and they couldn't get to a World Series.
yeah.
Man, the rest of the players must have sucked. No, I'm just kidding, because Jay Buhner's probably on here, so I'm going to go with Buhner.
Jay Buhner is on this list.
And I'm going to say he's 10. And I'm going to say he's at 25.
Jay Buhner is the 10th best
Yes!
Mariners player of all time with a 23 wins above replacement.
Okay. All right. Grabbing good reference points here. I'm writing all these down. I'm doing this very scientific, of
If
course.
anyone's doing this along, make sure that you tell us how badly you beat Daniel.
Yes. Okay, Daniel. Oh, speaking of Daniels, your brother says the key difference is rabid fans driving 5 hours to see a game. This is back to our Cougar discussion. Versus fans around the country as well as total numbers. Media rights are not based on stadium attendance, but how many people will be. And yes, I brought that up. Cougars watching numbers are also ridiculous.
They are. I'm not really sure. It's just that they don't think that they can pull from a big area.
Right. That's
like
true.
they're not. I don't think they're even looking at the actual
viewership numbers.
Yeah. They're literally going, we're already covering that area with the Huskies. It's not worth it.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. That makes sense.
And it's not like the Northwest is super populous,
Yeah.
like California, where we can pull however many 4 teams or whatever.
That's a good point.
But he's completely right. That's what the TV companies or the broadcast companies only care about how widely they can sell it.
Right, that makes sense. He says also in that discussion, throwing on a jersey on game day across the country.
Yeah.
And then
Also Payrod.
Yeah, exactly. Payrod instead of A-Rod, which absolutely, amen, brother. That was anyway. All right. So let's see here.
I've got 9.
I've got one. You know what's crazy about this, Andrew?
What?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and 12.
I'm glad you're keeping track of those.
Of those guys, well, it's helping me with my future guesses.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them played on the same team. And people get upset when, you keep talking about 95. Yeah, no crap. They were better than everybody else. So now I should probably get to 2001, right? Because that's the other time they were better than everybody else. This is tough, man. I'm going to say... Oh, if longevity count... Oh, but he didn't play all of his time here. So I still need... 7, 8, and 9.
This might not help you at all. Actually, this will probably just add more confusion, so I'll say it. I'm not 100% sure if these are their wins above replacement for the Mariners or their career wins above replacement.
I would assume it's for the Mariners just because
Randy Johnson would be a lot higher.
I think Randy would be a lot higher, and I think A-Rod would be higher.
Okay.
I think both of those guys would be higher.
It probably is then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Adrian Beltre.
A face I don't think I...
He's probably smiling. And I'm going to say he's number 11. And I'm going to go with 22 WAR.
Adrian Beltre is on this list. He is the 11th best Mariner of all time.
Let's
He
go!
has 21.2. So I don't think I can round up.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can't round up on 21.2. I'm just stoked that I got the order. Okay. John Olerud.
And he is smiling, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Olerud.
Olerud is on this list.
I'm going to
Gotta
go
find
with...
him. There he is.
I'm going to go with 13. And I'm going to say... 18 more?
Wow. Okay.
That's a good sign, I feel like.
Well, you were close.
Okay.
John Olerud, Cougar great.
Yes.
John Olerud is
Legend.
19th overall. He is the 19th best Mariner of all time with 17.1 wins above replacement.
And see, that confirms it. Because if you take his career, much better than that.
Okay.
Yeah. But he didn't play for us too long. Okay. You know what's nice about this? So far, I haven't gone off the list at all. I guess 24 is a big list. Let's see. Who else was really good? I'm gonna say Freddie Garcia, who's a pitcher. In case you didn't know, Andrew. I'm sure you probably did.
I know I saw the name.
I'm gonna
There we go.
say
Freddie Garcia is on the list.
I'm gonna say 15th, and I'm gonna say he had a WAR of. Man, there's a pretty slim margin in between 12 and 19. So I'm going to say he's like 20. What did I say, 15?
I have no idea.
I said he's the
You said
15th on the list.
Yes, so you did say that.
And I'm going to say like 18.5.
Hannah, could you please come look over Daniel's shoulder and verify that he's not cheating?
I must admit that if I look at
Freddie
your
Garcia
screen,
is the 15th best Mariner of all time with 18.8 wins above replacement. That's 2 extra points.
that's 2 extra points? What did I say? 18.5?
Yeah, you said 18.5. That's why. Could you please take his phone away from him?
I'm not on my phone.
Okay.
I gotta say that if I do look at your screen, I can see Alvin Davis's face. But I was gonna
right.
guess him first,
Yeah, you did guess him first.
and so I do, out of honesty, want to say that. Okay. So Garcia was 15th though? Dude,
Yes.
that's
yes,
awesome.
he was 15th, and you were only 2.2 of a win above replacement off.
So what I want to know is, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's number 7, 8, 9? Who the heck is 7, 8, 9?
You'll feel bad for not guessing them.
Brett Boone. And I'm going to say Brett Boone. was number
Brett
9.
Booth is on the list.
Is he number 9?
He is not number 9.
Dang it.
Oh, shoot. I shouldn't make you guess both of them for you.
And let's see, if he's not 9, then I'm gonna say he has a 19 WAR.
He does have a 19 WAR.
Are you kidding?
19.2.
You're joking.
He is 14th overall with a 19.2 wins above replacement.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Is this your 14th guess coming up?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is my 13th guess coming up.
Okay.
I really need to go faster. Let's go with Carlos Guillen, and let's say 16th, and we'll say also a 19. No, wait, he has to be worse than that. 17.5.
Carlos Guillen is not on this list.
My first.
I'm double
my first
checking
miss.
through here, but I'm pretty sure.
My first miss. Okay.
I probably should have just done this top 10. I could probably keep track of that better.
All right, I think I'm gonna shift to newer players.
Okay.
Oh, Kyle Seager.
Kyle Seager is on this list.
And Kyle played for a butt ton of years. So
That's a technical term, kids.
yes, he is the 7th person on this list. And I'm gonna say that his WAR. Let's see, where's 6? I'm gonna say that his WAR was 40.
Kyle Seager is the 7th best Mariner of all time with 36.9 wins above replacement. So you got 1 extra point there.
Wait a second. A-Rod. What was A-Rod's numbers?
38.1 WAR.
Which is better than the 7th person on this list?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. He has more
A-Rod
WAR.
is 6th.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Never
7
mind.
is below 6.
Yep,
in
you're.
this.
Shut up. Yes, you're right. My bad.
Stumped.
Stumped. I feel like an idiot. Okay.
You look like one too.
Let's jerk. Julio Rodriguez. No, is he old enough?
Was that a guess?
No, not quite.
Okay.
Oh, duh. Robinson Cano.
Robinson Cano is on this list.
And I'm gonna say he's number 8 with a 35.
Robinson Cano is the 9th overall
Okay.
Mariners player with a 23.5 wins above replacement.
23.5. Nelson Cruz.
He's also smiling.
Yes, he is. Nelson Cruz. I'm gonna say he's number 8, and I'm gonna go with 30 again.
Nelson Cruz is on this list. He is the 18th overall.
Oh, I was way
best
off.
Mariner with 17.1 wins above replacement.
Okay. Mitch Haniger.
Mitch Haniger is on this list.
I'm gonna say 20 and 16.
Mitch Haniger is the 23rd best Mariner of all time with 15 wins above replacement.
Okay. Dude, I feel like we're getting in the weeds now. I feel like I don't have many pitchers on here. Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moyer is on this list.
Nice. I'm going to go with 24 and 14.
Sir. Jamie Moyer is the 8th best Mariner of all time with 34.4 wins above replacement.
Let's go, Jamie Moyer.
Negative 20 points for disrespecting Jamie Moyer.
Oh, I deserve it. Okay, so is my top 10 rounded out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I don't have number 10. Oh, wait. Buhner's number 10. Beltre's 11. Davis is 12. Julio 20.
Julio
With
is
20.
not on this list.
Julio's not on the list. Okay.
I don't think he has enough years.
Hasn't been doing it long enough. Dan Wilson. Dan the Man. And I'm going to say 20th and 13 wins above replacement.
Dan Wilson is not on this list.
Ooh. They don't respect catchers enough.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, exactly. Hannah said nobody ever does.
Yeah.
So that means Zanino's probably not on here. Raul Ibanez. And we're going to put him at 16. And we're going to say 20 wins above replacement.
Raul Ibanez is not on this list.
Really? I'm flabbergasted.
That was your
now.
20th guess, right?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That was my 21st guess.
21st guess. You have 3 guesses left, Daniel.
Dude, Oh, Harold Reynolds. Let's try that one.
Harold Reynolds is on this list.
What number haven't I guessed yet? 20 with a 15.5 WAR. Dude, there's
He
a
is the
clump in there.
24th
Okay, he's 24.
with a 15 WAR. I'm not giving you a point for that one.
Okay, that checks out. Hanniger also had a 15 WAR. That makes sense. He was the 23rd.
Yep.
Okay, so I have 2 more guesses. I'm going to say... Oh, crap. What was that pitcher's name? Gaylord Perry.
Gaylord Perry is not on this list.
Ah, crap. You know what I'm realizing? Relief pitchers also not really respected here.
Well, yeah, but that's because they're not very respectable.
Amen, brother.
Starting pitchers that couldn't hack it. I learned that from my friend Daniel.
Yes. Amen. Gosh, dang it. There's been so many names that have come here that then sucked.
There are at least one that you're going to feel bad about missing.
Okay.
I think. Maybe 2.
That's right, because I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3. There's another one. I don't think you got. I haven't actually marked which ones you got, so. Last chance.
I know. This is tough. I want to get my last one. I want to get the last one. I'm going to say... You know what? I'm going to say Mike Cameron.
Mike Cameron is on this list.
Let's go! I'm going to say he's number 20 at a 20 WAR.
He is number 16th overall with an 18.4 WAR.
Dude, I don't know if anybody else was entertained by this, but I really liked it. Oh, my dad says...
You got 29 points.
That's not bad. My dad says, where's Justin? Brett Boone, Omar Vizquel. I don't think Vizquel played here long enough. But the best part about this is my dad said actually Omar Visceral. Vizquel. So autocorrect was playing havoc with my dad there.
Omar is not on here.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the... Good job, Daniel. You got out of the Husky zone.
Sweet.
But you didn't get 2 points per question, which would have been the goal. So you're not in the Beaver zone.
Okay. That checks out.
You are squarely in the Coug zone.
I will take that.
And Daniel, I will...
Oh, JP Crawford. Now I'm looking at your screen.
Yeah.
JP Crawford's on there?
I will now read off Starting at the 24th.
Okay, sweet.
Harold Reynolds,
Okay.
Mitch Haniger, J.P. Crawford,
Let's go.
Eric Hansen,
No clue.
Hishashi Iwakuma,
The only reliever, maybe.
John Olerud,
Nice.
Nelson Cruz, Mike Moore,
Don't know
another wearing an old Trident star
Yeah,
hat,
don't know him.
Mike Cameron, Freddie Garcia,
Okay.
Brett Boone,
Yeah.
Mark Langston,
Oh, Mark Langston, the guy traded for Randy Johnson.
Alvin Davis,
Nice.
Adrian Beltre,
Okay.
Jay Buhner, Robinson Cano, Jamie Moyer, Kyle Seager, Alex Rodriguez, Randy Johnson, Felix Hernandez, Ichiro Suzuki, Edgar Martinez, and Ken Griffey Jr.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Andrew, you put me in the Coug zone without remembering that you gave me negative 20 points for disrespecting
No, I
Jamie
was
Moyer.
just joking.
Okay. I appreciate that.
If you would have disrespected Olerud, straight to the Husky zone.
Straight there. Get your butt out of here. You're right, but I didn't disrespect Olerud. That dude was amazing. Thank you, Andrew, for putting together a Stump Daniel that, while it may have been long, I truly, truly loved.
Wait, I might have done that wrong. I'm pretty sure Stump Daniel's not supposed to be enjoyable for you.
Are you ready?
Do you want me to run an advertisement?
I would love for you to run
All right.
an advertisement for our sponsors. So, we'll get to the Local Sports Roundup after this.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Domashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Domashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Domashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit domashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
Hi, Daniel's gone. Daniel is no longer with us for the moment either. I don't know what's going on. Thank you to our sponsors. Usually, we have Justin to keep us on track. I believe we're going to do a local sports roundup, but it's blank in the sheet here, so hopefully Daniel has that. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, you know what? We need more sponsors.
I was going to start reading the local sports roundup, and then it wasn't there.
Yeah. So, about that, I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
So,
Would you like music?
I would love music because we're going to need some lipstick to put on this pig. And not because of the things I'm about to read, but because it's not put together precisely. Let's start with golf. Girls prep golf. Montesano and Elma tied. Yes, you heard it.
What an un-American game.
Wait.
Invented in Scotland.
Well, they would have done a playoff if they had been doing it that way. But 195 to 195 tie. Montesano on Thursday against Elma at the Grace Harbor Country Club. Recording the top four scores for two different golf teams. Rarely ends as it did when Elma and Montesano met up on Thursday with that draw. Reigning 1A state champion Haley Blankus led Montesano with a score of 38, the lowest score of the match to earn medalist honors. Elma's Camberly Burgess and Monty's Jesse Lalonde had second lowest scores for their respective teams, both scoring a 49. I believe there's an Elma player who usually scores better who's not in that roundup. Must have been gone for the day. Aberdeen and Ridgefield in prep soccer. Aberdeen got the win 2-1 with its season hanging in the balance. The Aberdeen Bobcats scored two clutch goals to beat Ridgefield 2-1 in the 2A District 4 Pigtail play-in game on Thursday in Ridgefield. Take that, Spudders! Trailing 1-0 late in the game after the Spudders converted a penalty kick in the 64th minute. Aberdeen pressed in hopes of avoiding elimination. With 2:20 left to play, Aberdeen midfielder Leo Garcia played a through ball to forward Elmer Torres, we know that name, who sent a back heel pass to forward Evan Cohn, we know that name, and Cohn took a setup touch and then placed a shot past Ridgefield keeper and into the right side of the net to tie the game. That's awesome. Late into stoppage time, Aberdeen completed a thrilling comeback with some pinpoint passing led to Cone dropping a pass to senior midfielder Juan Serrano, who lasered a 27-yard shot into the lower left corner of the net for the 2-1 victory. That's awesome. In prep baseball, Montesano dominated Schmietenville 14-1. Monty wrapped up its league championship schedule with a 14-1 win over Schmietenville on Thursday. The top-ranked Bulldogs took advantage of 15 walks in the game by the Cruisers.
Ow.
Yikes! Runners just cruising around the base paths there, getting walked all over the place as they scored 14 runs on just 5 hits. That's crazy. Next tab. Have to try and open another tab here quickly. Okay. All right, in prep softball, Montesano beat Hoquiam 17-1. That's a big number for two pretty good teams there. But Montesano clinched the 1A Evergreen League title with that victory on Thursday at John Cable Park in Hoquiam. The Bulldog bat stayed hot, obviously, racking up 15 hits, highlighted by home runs from first baseman Kylie Wisdom and senior third baseman Riley Timmons. Wisdom got things going for Monty in the first inning, driving in shortstop Addie Kersker with a 2-run dinger to center field. As we look further down, Aberdeen knocked out Schmelton 18-0. That is in fast pitch, ladies and gentlemen, as Aberdeen made quick work of last place Shelton in an 18-0 victory on Thursday at Aberdeen. The Bobcats used an 11-run fourth inning to run away with the 5-inning Mercy Rule victory over the High Climbers, more like the Low Climbers, if you know what I mean. Aberdeen took the 4-0 lead in the bottom of the first, capped by a 3-run tater from first baseman Lily Camp, also known as a stud pitcher. But when you got two of them, you might as well both let them eat. Elma took down Schmietenville 26-9. That's not a baseball score, that's a football score. But it's neither. It's fast pitch. As Elma's offense put a hurt on Eatonville in that rout in the first game of the doubleheader on Thursday in Eatonville. The Eagles had 28 hits in the game, with all 11 Eagles that stepped to the plate recording a hit. That's ridiculous. Of Elma's 28 base hits, 13 went for extra bases. What? Including Callie Galligan's 3-run dinger in the 9-run 7th inning. Elma's catcher Raylan Weld had a 2-run inside the park home run in the 6th inning, a triple, and 3 runs, and drove in 4. Heck of a game by Raylan there. Elma also took down Eatonville 17-1 in the other game of that doubleheader, as they had 18 hits in Game 2 of that matchup. Raylan Weld again had an extra base hit, including a triple in the bottom of the first inning, and was followed by 8 singles in a row, including one of her own, a 2-run hit to center to put Elma up 8-1. Eagles center fielder Mia Monroe also had 2 base hits in the inning. Excellent game as Ashlyn Weld earned the win, allowing just 1 earned run on 4 hits and a walk with 5 strikeouts in 3 innings pitched. Costa moved to within a half game of second place in the 2B Pacific League with a 14-1 win over El Waco in the first game of a doubleheader on Thursday. The Wildcats put the game away with 5 runs in the top of the 5th on 2 hits, a double by Joanna Rosander, and a single by Bryn Rasmus and 2 errors to take a 7-0 lead. Augusta scored 6 in the 7th to put a game away, highlighted by Jolissa Schlegel's 3-run double. Augusta junior pitcher did Jessie Gilbert things. That's because she's Jessie Gilbert. She, again, was nearly unhittable in the circle, allowing 1 earned run on a hit and 2 walks with 17 strikeouts. 17! Jeez. Schlegel, Rosander, and Rasmus finished with 3 hits and led Acosta on the offensive side of things. Acosta also against Ilwaco. They had a big game at the plate. They won 17-7. They took a 4-2 lead as Zaida Morales in the center fielder Jolissa Schlegel hit back-to-back homers to lead off the frame. Wildcats capitalized on Ilwaco miscues to score 4 in the 4th, highlighted by a Schlegel RBI single. Moving on to another tab. Jeez, Justin really does a lot of work for us. You know that, Andrew?
Yeah.
Man.
I'm sorry if there were any way for me to alternate these with you, but the problem is that they're all on Daniel's phone in separate tabs.
Yep. Montesano beat Elma 7-0. When was that game? That game was on Wednesday. Riley Timmons had arguably the best game of her prep career when the Bulldogs needed it most. With a chance for the Montesano Bulldogs to put a stranglehold on the Evergreen League, Timmons brought her A game, tossing a 2-hitter to lead the Bulldogs to a 7-0 win over Elma at Monty. Let's see. With 2 on and 2 out, Monty base runner Lex Stanfield and Ember Jones advanced on a wild pitch. Bulldogs second baseman Alyssa Maldonado then broke the scoreless tie by stroking a 2-0 pitch to the gap to score Stanfield and Jones. Excellent game for Timmons and Weld as they shut down opposing offenses the rest of the way, with Monty scoring the lone run in the 5th inning. Timmons chased Wintrip home with a sacrifice fly for a 6-0 lead. Moving on, Aberdeen beat Shelton 18-0. Here we go. Here's another one that lands Jessie Gilbert in the Jessie Gilbert things. She recorded her, get this, Andrew, 600th career strikeout.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
This is back to back.
As a junior?
As a junior. She has been pitching since she was in 8th grade, apparently. This is back to back to back 100 strikeout seasons for Jessie Gilbert, as she got the 3-0 win over the Raymond South Bend team. What is RSB? I'm forgetting their mascot now. Anyway, in the first game of that doubleheader, Gilbert was once again outstanding as she struck out another 17, because that's what she do. Gilbert passed the 100 strikeout mark for the third consecutive season and has amassed over 600 in her 3-year prep career.
RSB
Ravens. Thank you very much, sir. They scored all 3 of their runs in the top of the 7th inning. More on Jessie Gilbert's performance later when we get to the Athlete of the Week nominations. RSB beat Acosta 17-10 in the nightcap, as the two teams combined for 27 runs on 32 hits and 15 extra base hits, 5 of those being home runs. Scroll down. Okay, that's the end of that story. Sorry.
You're good.
Next tab, if you please. In prep soccer, Raymond South Bend beat Centralia 5-1, and they were powered by a hat trick by Bucio. Where's the first name there? There we go. Jose Bucio cashed in with a goal in the 78th-minute mark. He had 3 goals on the night. In prep tennis, Aberdeen beat Shelton 4-2. I have more on that a little bit later, as well as the Knutsons continue to shine in prep tennis. College wrestling, Grace Harbor College honored its wrestlers as they had multiple winners. The most valuable wrestler on the season was Josh Luna. Team captain Sal Roca. Most improved White Hood. Hammer Award, like that award, Rocco Clark. And Rocco being the winner of that. That's awesome. For the women's side, Renea Oreste was the most valuable newcomer of the year. Alexandra Kaufman Templeton. Most inspirational, Georgia Ustazewski. I need Justin for the pronunciation of that one. Team captain Marissa Riojas. Most improved Eden Lopez, and Hammer Award for the ladies, Renea Oreste. Whew. Okay, next tab. I'm working through it. Prep baseball. Oh, Andrew, I really wish I would have put this stuff in our show sheet. Tenino beat Elma Gross. Elma missed a chance to move into a tie for second place in the Evergreen League with that loss. It was a close one, 3-2, as Easton Wright singled in to drive in shortstop TJ Dunlop in the top of the fourth inning. The Beavers tied the game with a run in the sixth, and Austin Gonya had that RBI groundout with a chance to pull into a tie for second with the Beavers. Elma took a 2-1 lead in the top of the seventh when Ethan Camus, love that kid, singled to drive in first baseman Grant Vesey, love that kid. Elma starting pitcher Carter Studer ran into trouble, though, in the seventh inning with a walk and a hit batter with one out. The Dinos' Will Feltus doubled to drive in Leland White with a game-tying run. And Cody Strawn then lined out to right fielder Colt Landstrom, allowing Hunter Sweet to tag up and score the game-winning walk-off run. Aberdeen beat Rochester 3-0. Aberdeen wrapped up its season with another standout pitching performance in that victory. Let's see, they got their runs in the bottom of the second on an RBI single by Ethan LaRoque, a run in the fifth by Aiden Baker on a sacrifice fly, and a run in the sixth by Baylor Ainsworth's fielder's choice groundout. Turned out to be plenty of run support for a senior pitcher, Hunter Isley, who's been dominant all year, and he ended his prep career with a stellar outing. The right-hander held the Warriors to a scoreless game on 2 hits with 2 walks while striking out 11 to earn the complete game victory. He threw 104 pitches in the game, 68 for strikes, and had a no-hitter until Cole Smith singled in the 5th inning for Rochester. LaRoque went 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI to lead Aberdeen, which had 8 hits on the game. Schmeatonville beat Hoquiam 4-0. We're not going to talk about that. Ocosta beat Raymond South Bend 15-4. One big inning turned that game around. The Ravens led 4-0 after 2, but then in the top of the 5th inning, Ocosta tagged the RSB pitching staff for 10 runs on 4 hits, 7 walks, and a hit batter to take control of the game. Raymond South Bend knocked out North Beach 18-0. Now I'll move on to, is this the last tab that I had open? Let's see. Yes, prep softball. Some more prep softball. Do I need more prep softball? I feel like we've had a lot of prep softball. But of course
there is a lot of prep softball.
There is. We need some more Aberdeen as they beat Tumwater. Take that, Aberdeen. The third time was the charm as Aberdeen Bobcats won 6-3 over Tumwater on.
Take that, Tumwater?
Yeah, did I say take that, Bobcats? I'm sorry. Take that, Tumwater. Freaking hate Tumwater. And Andrew, I needed this tab too because this was on Tuesday.
Oh.
The Bobcats beat the Thunderbirds for the first time in 3 tries on the season by scoring runs late to overcome an early 2-run deficit. Whew! I think that's it for the Local Sports Roundup.
That's it for the Local Sports Roundup.
Oh my gosh.
Good job. Good job overcoming the
adversity
that you
created for myself.
Justin is not a fan, though. He says it's poopy butt soup.
Is he commenting? What a jerk, Wad. Maybe did Tenino win a game? Maybe he said that was poopy butt soup. No, I'm reading it now. What's going on here? Husky zone equals a success. That's not true. Daniel, Beaver zone not okay. You know what? Thank you, Andrew, for sticking up for us in the comments. And Justin says poopy butt soup. I'm doing my best here, man. I'm flying solo with a producer, so I guess not quite solo, but
it's worse.
You know what really sucks is I was about to take a commercial break to give myself a break, but it's not a break.
How did that work out for you, Daniel?
Not great.
Do you want me to read it? Do you have it for me to read for you?
No, I got it.
I can read it.
You can read it?
I can read.
You can read?
In spite of what I said today when I pulled on the door that said, or when I pushed on the door that said pull.
Honestly, I don't have to use the bathroom or anything.
Oh, okay.
So it's just, as long as people aren't tired of my voice.
They're very tired.
Well, you know what? As Justin would say, suck it, listeners. It's time for a commercial break. I don't. Now what happened?
You're supposed to read the commercial break.
Oh,
This is the
yeah,
one that
there
you
it
have
is.
to read.
You know what? For some random reason, I thought I was gonna hear like some music in my head, but there's no music for this.
There's no music. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I can help you out here.
Oh, can you help me out? No, that's not the right music for this.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have anything else.
I don't think you do. I'm sorry.
Wait, I could put Justin's apology music over
Okay.
the top of it.
No. All right. 3, 2, 1. Spivey Realty Group's goal is to make buying, selling, investing, and renting real estate in Grace Harbor simple. They believe in 100% transparency and unparalleled communication with local expertise, tech-enhanced, and top-notch service for their friends, neighbors, and community. Their goal is simple. Get a group of strong-willed, hardworking people together who want to make a difference in Grace Harbor and to use real estate as the means of achieving that. Voted Grace Harbor's best real estate company. Find them on Facebook or visit GraceHarborRealEstate.com. Spivey Realty Group, elevating small town real estate. Whew. Okay. Thank you again to our sponsors, Spivey Realty Group, the sponsor of our Spivey Athlete of the Week, and the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz. Okay.
Our sponsors are going to write a thing into the contract requiring Justin to be present.
Valid.
I mean, that's what I would do.
All right, Andrew. This stuff is in the show sheet. Do you want to read our current nominees off?
Our current nominees for Spivey Athlete of the Week are Haley Schwepp. Is that right?
I think it's Schweppy.
Schweppy. Haley Schweppy of Monty Track, who set a personal best
And school record.
And school record with the help of Jane Roloff. I say that just because it helps.
It does help.
Legitimately helps.
Yeah, it does.
And in the message that we got, we found out that she was spacing off of Jane.
Right.
So Jane Roloff herself, who also set a personal best and a school record.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesse Gilbert, Acosta fast pitch, who struck out everyone and walked a lot. And Joel DeBlanco.
And when you say walked a lot,
the Edmonton Elks.
yes.
Intentionally walked.
Yes,
the
she
poor
did not
girl doesn't
walk.
get a chance to hit.
Yes, she did not walk people while pitching.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Only K's.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Joel DeBlanco, now of the Edmonton Elks, as the first overall draft pick in the Canadian Football League.
First overall. That's freaking awesome. But he's eliminated because that's cool enough. How crazy is that, though, right?
How crazy is it that just we just had possibly the best middle linebacker in Canadian football history, one of the all-time greats.
Yes.
From Montesano.
Yep. Yeah, and Adam Bighill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible person and I can't remember names.
I'm sorry.
Adam Bighill just retired, right?
Did he really or just retire?
I think he did. He may still be playing.
Okay. He's so good.
He's towards the end of his career though.
Dude,
he's been so good for
he's my age.
decade.
He's super young. Stop it. He's my age. He's got to play for a long time.
And now we get another awesome linebacker going in. But whereas Adam Bighill came in from left field, like nobody saw him coming because he's not traditionally big enough, and he just basically forced the issue by just being too good to take off the field.
I don't think he retired.
Oh, okay.
I just
sorry.
Googled
I'm sorry,
retired.
Adam.
No, he didn't retire, but he's He's getting up there. You're right. Because I'm getting old. I'll admit it.
I'm sorry, Adam. I did not mean to impugn your abilities. Please don't hurt me. But the fact that as Adam's career is reaching its last few years,
Right.
that Joel is entering the league and is going to give us another
Right.
awesome player to follow in the Canadian football is fun, guys.
Yes, it is.
It might be hard to find if you're just watching on American television, like if you just have a cable or something. But if you get a chance to watch some Canadian football, it's similar. It's like it's the same game. It's very closely related, but there's a few differences, and it's really fun to watch.
Yes, absolutely.
The biggest difference is that the receivers get to start running like 5 yards before the snap.
Yeah, and the field dimensions are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the end zone is like 30 yards long or something like that.
Yeah, deep
But
end zone.
it is a blast. And 3 downs, not 4 downs.
Yeah.
So those are the couple of key differences, but it is a blast to watch. I got to say, my dad...
Also, 12 players. Actually, there's an extra player.
Oh, I forgot about that one. My dad had an interesting thought, and I think this also, I can tie this back to Adam Bighill as well, is my dad's like, really? The first overall pick in the Canadian Football League, and the NFL couldn't give him enough run to let him, like... And especially because in the preseason, he led the Seahawks in tackles. And you're not good enough to make a team?
Some of that is explainable by the fact that he qualifies as a Canadian.
That's true.
And
That's true.
And in order to keep the Canadian football Canadian and not just a B league for the NFL, they have a required number of Canadian players on each team.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So that is an extra valuable thing. They're like, a no doubt starter who also is Canadian?
Right.
Sweet.
Right. That's true. But when you think about it, Adam Bighill, possibly the greatest or one of the greatest Canadian Football League linebackers of all time, was only given a sniff in the NFL. Talk about snooty, sizest NFL. Like, if you cannot tell me that if Adam Bighill was 2 inches taller, the NFL would have been drooling all over him.
Yeah,
Stupid.
absolutely.
That's stupid. Anyway,
and it isn't even that he failed to produce.
No,
it was that he got looked at and didn't get a chance to produce.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And even in the Canadian League, Adam was not ushered in as the first overall pick.
No.
Adam was the backup.
Yeah.
Playing on special teams.
Yes.
And behind
Solomon.
Aluminium.
Yeah.
I believe.
Killer name, by the way.
Yeah. But it wasn't until Solomon was injured and they put Adam in. And then when Solomon got better, they were like, look, Solomon is also an all-time great.
Yeah.
They couldn't take him off the field. They were like, well, we're going to have to play both of those guys.
Exactly. Because that's another thing is they generally don't play a bunch of linebackers because it's a very speed-oriented game. But they're like, no, we have to play this guy because he's amazing. So, yes, Joel DeBlanco, first overall pick. And it's apparently hilarious because back when the squad was the Edmonton Eskimos, apparently his grandparents, that was their first date.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
They went to an Eskimo first game, like a game on their first date. So it must have went well because
now we have Joel.
Exactly. A couple steps down the line, now we have Joel. So super excited for Joel, friend of the show to say the least, because he, back when we did this show in my basement apartment, he came and did this.
He's one of our old interviews.
Yeah, back when he was in high school.
We interviewed him in our very first half-hour incarnation as a public radio half-hour segment.
Yeah, at the radio station. Back when he was a freshman, sophomore. And then I also interviewed him after their national title run.
That's right.
Or their college football playoff run as well. So, Joel, congratulations. We are a huge fan of yours. So excited for this next opportunity for you. And now
but you're just not going to be able to get the award this week.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry. Athlete
Daniel
of the
made
week.
that decision.
Yeah, when I don't have a co-host here to kind of relegate me, I just do my own stuff. I'm confused on what to do for
we know who Justin's voting for here.
Haley Schweppe.
I mean,
because she's a
yes.
Monty kid.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Also, that I love that the nominations
And
for
he doesn't
Haley.
do that when there's not a good argument.
That's
he
true.
always he has to have a good argument.
And he
in
does
his
have a good
defense.
argument here.
Yes, it's excellent.
Not only did Haley blast a school record, like
By
she
5 seconds.
5 seconds. She demolished a school record in the 1600. But then she won the 800 meters at Ridgefield. Massive week for Haley.
Yes.
The hard part is that in her school record performance, she still lost.
Wait, what? Oh no!
Because she lost to
Right.
Jane in
That's
that
true.
race.
That's brutal.
Right? Like she dominates the school record and takes second in that race. Jane, you're silly. So Jane's up there, obviously, because
We can't give it to Jane.
because we still don't have cookies.
You still don't have cookies,
and
and Justin's not here.
Justin's not here. And Jane taunted me last week because
I mean, that is a point in her favor.
it is, but not for me. It's not. Jane, we gave her the athlete of the week, and then on our announcement for it, she just commented cookie emojis with some exclamation points, which could be taken as taunting, but also we're just glad that she engaged in our show. But her coach, Dave Beeler, actually nominated Haley Schweppe for this outstanding performance. So I got to give big ups to Haley on this. I mean, so cool to see that she was able to just blast that school record and then follow it up with another win at Ridgefield, which is a big school, by the way. So that is extremely, extremely important. Haley, I believe, is a freshman or a sophomore, one of the two. So basically in a couple of years, all of these things we're saying about Jane, we're probably going to be saying about Haley in the next couple of years as well.
Except that we'll be saying it louder because she'll be a Monty kid. So Justin will be like, yeah.
I will do my
He'll
best.
probably be getting cookies.
Oh, he'll get cookies?
I'm just
So you're saying it's my fault? Dang it. So with that, also,
Jesse Gilbert.
well, right before we get to
Okay.
Jesse, Justin also said in that message with their coach, he said, I heard Jane broke her own school as record,
Yes.
or record as
Yeah.
well. Is that accurate? And he said, yes, she did. I was surprised because we were not recovered from Tuesday's workout. What a tough kid.
Yeah. So this is mid-season, and to be fair, Jane's probably not preparing for any of these meets like she wants to like she expects to perform personal best at them.
Any of these ones that we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I bet she prepared pretty well for that big Nike meet. Was that
Possibly.
last week?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But just the fact that she's breaking her records while like she's breaking her own personal best
Right.
and the school record, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
She's breaking her personal best in the middle of like the season where she's still training to become better.
Right. Jeez.
Like you don't expect to be running your personal bests
Yeah.
when you're like if you're maxing your weight, you don't expect to hit your personal best max weight after you just repped like for reps.
Right. Exactly. And yet she is. Gosh, that's crazy.
I don't know if I'm the one to be making weightlifting references, but there it is.
And then there was one Jesse Gilbert. And
Possibly a robot.
possibly a robot, at least a cyborg, and possibly not real. Although I met her, so I guess she's at least a cyborg. She's at least a cyborg, I guess. So I've got some more context for this one. So as we heard in the Local Sports Roundup, she had 2 games of 17 strikeouts, which is just dumb. She hit 600 career strikeouts.
How long are the games?
7 innings. 6 innings?
Are these situations where she's striking out more?
No, these
than
are
the maximum allowable number of strikeouts because of the
the mercy rule.
Before.
Yeah, she did. Well, there's 7-inning games. But was one of those a mercy rule? Did she strike out?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, I got rid of those tabs. I'm gonna have to go try and find that.
I'm sorry.
No, that's such a valid point. Like, I need to try and find on if that was more outs. Gosh dang it, Andrew. Just a second. Give me a second. Anchor. Uh-oh. Andrew, I need you to filibuster for a little bit. Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Well, I can. Well, actually, I guess not. Nominate, but the only other nomination is Joel, and we talked about him a bunch.
Yes. Okay, Augusta. Because they won 14-1. Was it a 5-inning game? 5th inning.
I'll just keep talking about Jessie. She's been walked 31 times this season.
Yeah, there you go.
2/3 of them being intentional. So
I think they scored those runs after the 5th inning. Okay. So I don't think she struck out more than the game's outs allowed.
But
yes, go.
That would just be a ridiculous extra thing.
Yeah, can you read this email? You don't have to start with the family friend and all that, but we are very appreciative, by the way. Kaylee or Callie, who sent us this email. But
Wednesday against Raymond South Bend, Jessie reached 600 career Ks in her junior season. It's also the 3rd consecutive season that she's reached 100 Ks in the season. Jessie's been a varsity player since 8th grade, with the bulk of her pitching stats coming over the last 3 seasons. Thursday's games against El Waco, there were no hitting stats for her because she was intentionally walked 8 times in 10 plate appearances, with one at bat being a too hot to handle hard hit grounder at the shortstop and reached on an error, and the second at bat she was eventually issued a walk on 8 pitches.
So she had 9 walks in 10 plate appearances.
She got a chance to hit once.
Yep.
And the shortstop was like, listen, you don't allow that to happen again. And so the only other time they even pitched to her, they didn't give her a pitch to hit.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Their intentional walks, that's not even pitches, right?
I don't know if they do what they do in fast pitch. I would assume that they probably just point to first base.
Yeah. Which is so, at least if they have to throw them, you could be like, freaking go get it.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
She was eventually issued a walk on 8 pitches. However, the remainder of the lineup proved they also can hit by putting up 15 hits in Game 1 and 16 hits in Game 2.
Love that.
With 5 of those 16 being home runs.
Whew.
A leadoff in the Parker from Sam Schlegel. Back-to-back solo shots by Joe Schlegel. First time in her career that she's given back-to-back solo home runs.
I think first time she's hit a home run.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And Zadia Morales, also her first home run.
That's awesome.
3-run home run by Jonah Rosender.
It's either Joanna or Jonah.
It's Joanna.
There you go.
Joanna Rosender. And a walk-off 2-run home run by Zadia Morales.
That's
her
awesome.
second of the game and career.
That's awesome. That her second home run, both on the same day.
So this is also the second time this season Jess was intentionally walked nearly every plate appearance, 7 times between 2 games against Forks.
Oh my gosh.
Which that's nothing. This is 8th in 10.
Yeah, 8 intentionals and 9 walks of 10 in plate appearances.
Jeez. Her first at bat in those games resulted in a 3-run home run. So that was against Forks.
And they were like, "Don't pitch to her again.
Don't let her hit again." She's been walked a total of 31 times this season, with probably 2/3 of them being intentional. And it's likely not going to change as they're heading into the postseason.
Yeah. I got to agree. Hopefully the rest of the girls continue to pick him up, and hopefully Jesse's pitching continues to be amazing. But I got to tell you, Andrew, it's her pitching stats alone are probably enough to give her the Athlete of the Week this week, hitting that milestone of 600 career strikeouts as a junior. Back-to-back-to-back 100 strikeout year performances. 2 17 strikeout performances this week, which is just nuts. But also to hear that on offense, she barely gets to play, and yet when she does, she either hits a dinger or she hits it so hard the shortstop can't handle it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, a walk isn't a walk isn't
to me that doesn't count as a hit.
Right?
Like, you hit it so I feel like we've talked about this before, but you hit it so hard that they can't handle it, and it's an error instead of getting credit for smashing the ball.
Exactly. And especially when that's an error, but a pop-up that the outfielder actually just messes up so bad it doesn't touch them, and that's a hit. Like,
I took such a bad route, I didn't reach it.
Exactly. Well, it was 2 feet from you. I still didn't touch it. Still not an error. So I think, in my personal opinion, on-base percentage needs to be taken into account here. She was on base 10 out of 10 times.
Wow.
8 intentional walks, 9 walks total.
Can you have a positive on-base percentage? Like, or I mean, not positive, like over 1? If you're getting on base on things that aren't even plate appearances.
I think plate appearances are taken into account.
Okay.
I'm not positive on that. But I think we need to take – I know walks aren't the sexy thing, but when you're literally not getting a chance to hit because you're so dominant, I think our Spivey Athlete of the Week should be Jessie Gilbert. What do you think? Are you going to go away from me here? I know Haley Schweppe also had a monster week too. What do you think?
I can't argue against Jessie Gilbert. The only consideration that I would have would be we've given her awards before, and we haven't Haley Schweppe.
Right.
But also Haley Schweppe's young.
She's either a freshman or a sophomore.
And she's also going to have a chance. Like, we're going to be talking about her for years to come.
Absolutely.
And also, track is going – all of these sports are going into the postseason. Yeah. And we'll be able to see the postseason is a significant escalator.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
Probably Jessie Gilbert the rest of the way. I'm just joking.
Are you good with that though? Any major dispute?
I don't have a major dispute.
Okay. So, Jessie, I know it's happened before, but you have continued to peak.
Congratulations.
Sorry. Congratulations. You are our Spivey Athlete of the Week. You hit that 600 career strikeout landmark.
So many strikeouts.
And she's just a junior. Just insane. You've also had back-to-back-to-back 100 strikeout seasons, which is just insane to think about that you're at 600 in total when 100 is like a pretty high bar to me in a season, and yet you're at 600. And you were on base 10 out of 10 times. One that they called an error, but really just smoked it so hard that the defender couldn't actually handle it. So probably should have been a hit anyway. You are our Spivey Realty Athlete of the Week. Congratulations on a heck of a week. We are so excited for you. And we loved getting more information about your performance because a lot of times newspapers don't really focus on walks. But it was good to get the full story on what actually went down.
It is honestly... pet peeve. I hate the way baseball statistics handles walks.
Right.
It should be a plate appearance. Like it, or is it? Does it not count? Yeah, it doesn't count as a
plate appearance.
As a plate appearance. So you end up with this like in this situation.
Yeah.
Where someone's getting walked constantly.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just not playing.
Exactly. So her
like,
plate appearances across 2 games would have been 0 for 1.
Yeah. Which that's insane.
Right. She would have been 0 for 1 with a 900 on base percentage because I'm not sure if you get I think if there's an error, I'm not sure if that counts towards your on base percentage.
That makes sense.
But she would have had a 900 on base percentage with going 0 for 1 on the day.
And I mean, I guess that's why
insane.
the advanced stats are taking over and nobody who actually matters is paying attention to those
in professional leagues.
Yeah, in the professional leagues, nobody who matters is paying attention to old stats that we all remember as being important.
I pay attention to some of them because they can be indicators a
not,
lot of the
again,
time.
I'm just saying that
they miss things.
The decision makers are all looking at way advanced stats because they just don't tell this whole story. The traditional statistics don't tell the whole story, and they're
absolutely. Although
there's problems with that. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but
I
do
would
think
say
that is why that shift happened.
Yeah, the Mariners over the last 4 years show that those advanced stats don't exactly translate to Seattle for some reason.
No, Daniel, it just doesn't translate in hitting. It's real good at pitching.
It is. Again, congratulations to Jesse, one of our favorites. Also, close runner-ups, both Haley and Jane. You guys are both ridiculous. And congratulations to Joel being the first overall draft pick of the Canadian Football League. I'm so excited for him, man. I'm so hopeful that he just dominates up there as well. I think that's going to do it for our show today. I think we muddled through it. Did we make it?
Congratulations, Daniel. You're the athlete of the week in my heart.
Oh, this guy. You know what? I should be, because I'm also remembering to tell you that we're not going to have a show next week.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Only
the mothers. Only Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there.
Mutters Day. Mutters. Svig. No, I'm not going to try and do I feel like Germans
As they say in Germany.
Anyway, happy Mother's Day next week. We're going to take the week off. We will still announce an athlete of the week for next week, though, so make sure you keep it
on our socials.
Absolutely. So, for my co-host, Justin, no longer with us
for today,
Damashevitz, and my trusty producer, Andrew, the trusty, still with us. Gross. I've been Daniel Hargrove. I forgot what I was doing and did it like one of my radio. I did it like one of my radio outros.
For my host, Daniel, not that prepared Hargrove.
Looks like we made it.
Thanks for listening to Scrimmage. Where do I click here to get off?